Hello, hello.
Hello.
We are back with we're not back. We are here with our first ever podcast,
Very first episode 1.
number one.
So, welcome to the very first episode of the Two Wins podcast.
How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm curious though,
Go on.
what does our intro sound like?
Should we play it from
Let's play it from.
3, 2, 1?
And we're back.
So, now that the intro's played, do you want to tell me your name?
My name is Bill, also known as the Folder or the Machine Operator at work,
That's a
also
cool
known
nickname.
as Fat Ass with a PH.
That's a fat ass. So,
Who the hell are you?
just Ken, really. Just Kenny. That's all I really go by. I do have a few other nicknames, but they're more like insults, so I won't disclose them. So how's your day been?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Mainly focused on trying to get this set up ready, and got a few bits out which have been buried for a while.
Fossils.
Yeah, but they're all genuine, all actual samurais. Not that I'm not really.
Katanas.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure what they are, what type of katanas they are, but I'm sure someone would know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, mainly just getting today sorted, getting everything ready and set up. What about you? How was your day?
I wish I had an interesting story to say, but really it was just spent working, to be honest. So I just skimmed past that. Just
Anything
a boring day.
interesting happen at work?
Nah, not really. I mean, there was a bit of a mad moment with a madman going, "Oh, fucking smash his head in."
Oh yeah, it just sounds like a normal day then, really.
It was a bit of drama. You can't beat it. It makes the day go faster, doesn't it?
But anyway, I have been actually playing a new video game. I finished playing Cult of the Lambs.
Very nice.
Completed that in 3 hours and I think 40 something minutes, if I remember. But that was a really good game. It's think of Animal Crossing but sadistic. Is
Oh
probably the
yeah,
best way to describe it.
very
But,
aesthetic.
Yeah, you get your cult followers, bring them together, and you can sacrifice them to like gain a higher level and stuff like that. So yeah, really nice. You get your cute villagers, and then
Oh, okay,
they can also die, and then you have to bury them, which is quite sad. But
that seems
I've been playing a new game anyway. Me and Holly.
right.
Holly is my girlfriend, by the way. She'll probably be on the podcast one time and
Guest appearance.
guest appearance indeed. But yeah, I've been playing a new game. Been playing Smash Bros Ultimate.
Very nice.
Me and Holly played about, I'd say, a good, what do you reckon, a good 2-3 hours on it. And I decided to Google how many characters there were to unlock.
Hit me with it.
So in the 3 to 4 hours, or 2 to 3 hours, may I correct myself, that we played Smash Bros Ultimate, we unlocked one character.
Sorry, how long did you play?
2 to 3 hours, we unlocked one character. You start with 6 characters, so now we have 7, and there's 89 playable characters.
So either you're really bad at the game, or
Yep.
you just have to grind.
I'd
So it's one of the two.
say it's definitely probably more the first one. It's been a very long time since I played anything like this.
Yep.
But yeah,
So let's just sum up.
let's just sum up.
Right.
Sorry, I'll just throw something at my girlfriend. Before this, we kept having problems with the video, so for us to check it's still recording, I need my girlfriend's attention. So if you see me going like this or doing anything mad, it's because I'm double checking that everything's set up and everything's good. So yeah,
Phone the police on him. That's assault.
I threw a pen at her to get her attention. I'm a horrible person.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. What about you?
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper as well.
Do you know, actually, when I was younger, I don't know, did you hear this rumour?
I did.
There was a rumour, I don't know if anyone else heard this listening, but there was a rumour that when I was younger that Dr. Pepper stop your swimmers from working, if you know what I mean.
Lowers your sperm count. Can we have a check on this, please? I need to know.
I definitely don't think this is factual, and I think if I Google this, nothing's going to come up. Does Dr. Pepper
Lower your sperm count.
and the results are consuming large volumes of soft drinks may lower a man's sperm count. So it's not just Dr. Pepper, but all drinks as a whole. So
That makes me feel a bit better.
all you people out there listening, yeah, you ones out there that bring a 1 or 2 litre Dr. Pepper to work and drink it in a day,
You know
I know
you
you know exactly who you are. You best hope that you don't want kids. All you kids out there drinking all them Lucasades every day, and yeah, to be honest, I'm happy.
So
I can feel the hit points as I drink.
now we've got the $1 million question of does Dr. Pepper lower your sperm count?
So
Let's jump in.
technically, if you're drinking vast amounts of Dr. Pepper, you will indeed lower your sperm count.
100%. But now we've got that out of the way. UFC 291. It happened and it's done.
What an event.
So I'll let you kick it off. I'll let you take the honour of taking the main event.
What a main event, may I say.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin, the Diamond Poirier, an absolute OG and an absolute top competitor against Justin Gaethje, the absolute baller swing for the hills that he is.
Yep.
Managed to take it home with what I can describe as very similar a Leon Edwards chop right through the guard. And what happened with the guard, Ken?
I mean, he's gone to block it with his elbow, just a basic block. What you do with a head kick, it kind of protects the whole of your head. It's the easiest way to do it without dropping your left guard or your left hand. So he's gone to do that, and it's just slipped through. There's no stopping it. I think even if he did manage to block it, that would be wobbling heads, and his brain would have fell out. So either way, he's getting knocked out. And I think it's also important to mention that was actually for the BMF title. And I just want to know your thoughts on the BMF title. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal, I'm pretty sure it started with him, the baddest motherfucker title. It's not really a title. I guess it's just for the fans, but I want to know your thoughts on it.
Well, I think the BMF title is a title. I think it is something to be proud of, and being the baddest motherfucker in UFC is something that to be proud of. I mean, you think about the people that have stepped before, Nate Diaz and some of them faces, absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. And to earn that, I'd say, yeah, that's definitely a dub. I mean, he's knocked out Dustin Poirier. He's knocked out Dustin Poirier there.
And I think it's also important to mention that Dustin Poirier was doing well in round one. I mean, what did all of the judges give Poirier round one? Obviously, it's hard being in the UK because we can't watch it live, so we have to watch the highlights and we miss out on important stuff like the judging or the scorecards. But obviously, it went to a knockout anyway, so we wouldn't have been able to see them.
And I do have to say, Kenny did guess that correctly, that one. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Next
what
fight.
Else? Alex Pereira, we saw come back, and we had the conversation before. I said he had something to prove, and
you did.
He proved it.
Bill got this one right.
It was a decision. Yeah, it did go the whole length. Not probably the knockout that he wanted, especially going up a weight class and showing that he can be one of the top guns. It's kind of, I feel like he's just humbly gone through and kind of got the win. Not humbly, but he's kind of gone through.
He done what he needed to do against
exactly.
Yan.
He's done what he's needed to do to be able to get the win.
Can I quickly just chip in and say that when I did make the comment that Yan was just going to be too strong for Alex and out wrestle him, that was before I see them face off. And I do not understand how Alex was in the weight category below. How was he? I don't get how he was in a category below, because you look at the size comparison, he was nearly as tall as Yan. His muscles were nearly as big. I'm thinking, what is what the fuck is up with this guy? How can he just put on so much weight? And I heard that he managed to put on, don't quote me on this, I think it was 25 pounds within a day. And I don't know how true that is, but that's a lot of bodily
That is
fluid
not
getting pumped
human.
in.
That's confirmed. Not human. Alex Pereira, robot.
So what is next after this? Because obviously, Yuri Prohaska rumoured to be making a return. Jamal Hill, he's just vacated the title following in, the Samurai's footsteps. So is Alex due a title shot now?
Um, Personally, I'd like to see other people get an opportunity. Is for him to come off a loss against Izzy, have one fight, and then deserve a title shot. I think other people have definitely put more graft in and done more work to deserve that opportunity. Yeah, he's a new face in that weight class, and yeah, he probably is there to prove himself amongst the bigger, uh, bigger titans of that weight class. But saying that, does he deserve a title shot? I don't think he does. He's just gone into that weight class. Giving him a title shot for his second fight, I think that is taking the piss, and that will be a Dana White Golden Boy decision if that is.
You see, unfortunately, that don't fucking matter because Dana White does what we've seen it with
Exactly.
Colby Covington. How is he getting a title shot?
That is
That's
absolutely
golden
insane.
boy treatment. You get the clicks, you get the shots. That's how it is. That's how it's always been since Conor McGregor joined. He changed the game from being a skill based company or you know fighting entertainment industry, if you want to call it, to causing the most drama, causing the most hype before a fight, and just being plain entertainment. That's what gets the clicks now. It isn't just the skills inside the octagon.
But anyway, we're going to move on because we've only got through two so far, and we don't want this podcast to be just strictly UFC. But
We won't go through the whole thing.
yeah, Derek Lewis, someone which I told you would come back and every now and again just does something. I said every time every time we think he's slowing down and maybe he might, throw in the towel or retire soon. Not retire or just take a step back, I guess, if you would say, and chill out. He does something like this.
Yeah,
Round one.
he had a bad run. I mean, he done the Jorge Masvidal on him. You see him, he done a switch knee, or a flying switch knee, which was just perfection. You see RDL kind of stick his guard up, and once he sees the left go down, I don't know what he's preparing for. Maybe he thought that, he'd go for a Superman or something, but that left knee just sneaks through, cracks him straight in the face, and he's just gone from that moment. You see Derek just way down on him, and what a KO! They're probably one of the best KOs because you don't see a lot of knockouts like that, flying knees in heavyweight division. It's just not something you see.
And Tony Ferguson, man, stop doing this to us. Stop putting your viewers, especially the ones which actually care about your legacy and the path that you're going to leave behind and everything about that. You're shitting all over it. Every time you go and get another loss on your belt, you're just shitting over what you've done on Tough. You're shitting over what you've done. Man, how much damage can you take and still get in there and fight? It's gutting to see this as someone which has supported and been so excited for El Kukui to fight. To
Yeah,
now, every time, I don't know about you, every time I see Tony Ferguson on the card, I'm like, here we go. We're gonna watch, I guess, our hero get destroyed again.
the question has to be asked now: is he going to be cut or is he going to retire? Because obviously he's not mentally there. He's not the same fighter he was in Tough. I know age plays a big part in it, but he's taken a lot of damage. Has the time come where we see Tony go? I'd hate to see him retire and go to bare knuckle because that'll just fuck him up even more. Maybe if he, I don't know, just find something new to do. Even if you just have jiu-jitsu tournaments or find like a new way to have an income. Just, I don't think it's for him anymore.
Exactly. Come on the podcast, Tony. You're welcome. There's other options.
That's it, Sandman. You're
And,
always welcome, mate.
Kevin Holland, another round one submission, just like Derek Lewis. Well, not a submission, but Derek Lewis didn't have a submission, but
Both in round one.
both in round one. Kevin Holland getting the submission is good to see.
See,
Good to see.
I weren't expecting Kevin Holland to go for a submission. I know he's
Neither.
he's a very good stand up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I've seen in a video before where he was showing off his black belt. So he's good. He's good on the ground, but yeah, I wasn't expecting a submission on that. I bet that ruined a lot of people's parlays or bet builders.
Yeah, and we see Wonder Boy Thompson against the Kapore Master. It was a shame to see that
Mikel
get
Pereira.
cancelled. And quick note also on the Paulo Costa and Ikram, it was a shame to see that one get cancelled too. Both of them cards I
Is
would have equally been excited for, but especially to see Wonder Boy Thompson back.
I can't agree with you on the Paulo Costa cancellation because we wouldn't be getting Cam Jachimaivis, Paulo Costa if that
Oh
fight
yeah,
wasn't cancelled.
true. Yeah, that is very true.
So it's worked his way to being good. So I think we should talk about the next pay per view. We're not going to talk about that. I know we've got 2 fight nights coming up.
All we do briefly glaze over it and give our predictions.
Okay, so the fighters and then the predictions, yeah?
Yep. So
You kick it off.
Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean.
Oh, it's so hard not to go in depth. Aljamain too strong.
Yeah, really hard not to go in depth as well. My bets would be with you on Aljamain Sterling. Sean, yeah, we're not going in depth. Let's just skip. Right. There we
Zhang
go.
Weili and Amanda Lemos. Got to give it to my girl Zhang. Amanda Lemos, she's got the heavy hands, but I just think Zhang Weili, very good fighter.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I agree with you there too. Jeff Neal, coming off a loss against
Shavkat
Shavkat
Rakhmonov, baby.
Rakhmonov.
Wait, was it?
Yep, it
Pull,
was.
pull that up. I feel like he's fought since then. Pull it up, baby. Pull it up.
No.
Oh, it was
Oh,
Shavkat.
yeah, no, it was off Shavkat.
I actually won a lot of money on that fight, if you remember.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, we was watching it live.
Yeah, that we had to stay awake because that was the John Jones pay per view. Right.
Where's it gone?
Oh, it's disappeared.
Here we go. We're back. But yeah, Jeff Neal. I love watching his hands. I love watching his hands. And,
Hands are still.
He
Hands are still
hasn't.
Jeff Neal.
I wouldn't exactly say he's got the most easiest opponent. Look, he's 12-0. He's
Ian Gary. That's the
Exactly.
Conor McGregor bum boy. That is
exactly.
a wise man once said.
I would love to see Jeff Neal win this, just because he lost his rankings recently. It was nice to see. It would be nice to see a old boxer, especially because I used to watch boxing before this. So when I see pit boxers in the UFC, it really makes me happy, and I get excited looking at it.
I'm gonna have to go Ian Gary on this. After seeing his fight with D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, he's a very hard opponent to deal with, and Ian Gary called it. He said head kick and knocked him out of a head. Well, he might not have knocked him out cold with it, but he finished. The start of his knockout was from a head kick, and I think Ian Gary is manifesting his way to each opponent, and I just think he's killing them.
All right, next Cody Garbrandt, Mario. Let's see, Cody Garbrandt. I'd love to see him bring his speed back. It's like sometimes he decides to show up and bring it, and sometimes it's not there. But yeah, I'd love to see Cody Garbrandt win this one. Why am I saying Garbrandt? Cody Garbrandt win this one.
See, I'm taking Batista over this because his submission style, very, very good. I'm pretty sure it was him who had the fight with. It could have been Mateus Nikolai, very good fighter, and I think Cody Garbrandt. He's moved up. That was his first fight. He's moved back up weights, and he did not look good. He fought his way to a sloppy decision against an opponent that was arguably levels below him.
Yeah, and we got Marlon Vera.
Oh my god!
Absolutely.
And Pedro Munoz.
This one is probably the hardest one, I'd say, to call out this whole fight card because.
Not for me, baby. I got Cheeto Vera.
Yeah.
I've got to go Cheeto Vera. His kicks, very, very good. I know he's just taken a loss to Corey Sandhagen. And Pedro is a good step down in competition. I think Cheeto might have just been, I don't know if he's been overworked or if he's just been trying to work his way up too fast. But I think, obviously, Sean O'Malley's got a win over Pedro. Cheeto going against Pedro is... it might put him back up again. I can't see him getting a title shot for a while, but it's good to see him back in action. So that's that card done.
That is the UFC spoke about. I just want to go back on the Jeff Neal. I really do think that he's gonna have the speed against Ian Gary. I know you think that Ian's got it in the bag, but Jeff Neal, I just want you to reflect on how much of a hard time he gave Shapcab, and
But
he did not. He didn't make it the easiest for him. Let's be real. He put up a good, solid fight, and it was a shame to see.
yeah, but you got to understand, Shavkat. He said he could have submitted him at any point. He wanted to show that he had stand up. And don't get me wrong, Shavkat Rakhmonov, his stand up isn't flawless. He has holes in his game, dropping his guard a lot. You know, having a lot of leaks come through, and that's why Jeff was able to rock him or wobble him a bit. But Shavkat could have ended that fight by submission anytime he wanted. And I think Ian Gary, in my opinion, he's a bit more technical. He's a bit more tight and closed up. Doesn't, throw a lot of overhands. He isn't too messy. He's quite tight with his moves. So I've got Ian Gary for that one.
Yeah, Ian Gary on that one. Not Ian Gary, Jeff Neal on that one.
Here's a quick one for you. As mentioned earlier, my alarm went off. I want to know what your routine is to wake up, because for me, I have to change my alarm once a week, because if my brain gets used to the same alarm going off, and by the way, I have to set 7 alarms per day I get up. What's your routine? How are you getting up?
So mine's quite naturally early. I'm always been an early person. I prefer getting up early.
Body alarm.
Living in a house with so many people, the only really quiet time is in the morning whilst everyone's out. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so on the weekends I'm up nice and early, around 5 o'clock, bit before 5.
Yeah.
And then during the weekdays where I'm off work, I usually will wait for my girlfriend to get up and leave for work. She usually leaves about 8, and then I'll be up having a shower. But before that, I'm probably about up at 7, looking at my phone, looking
Very
at TikToks,
nice.
waiting for Holly to get up.
Okay.
But what about you? What's your routine?
Wait for my girlfriend to get me up. And
Yeah.
I noticed that when she went away for a week to stay at her granddad's, I was late twice to work. Probably shouldn't say that on here, but I was. I ended up using the day as holiday. And I realised that she is my alarm clock, because I just sleep through.
And believe me, he is not joking. I've heard his alarm going on repeat in the mornings, and I'm off work, and he's slept straight through his alarms, and I can hear him.
It manages to wake everyone else up in the house other than me.
Yeah, that is that is insane.
Can I ask a question quick?
Yeah, of course you can.
Anime.
Anime, right? I've been slacking.
Have you watched Hell's Paradise yet?
I have not.
I'm ashamed. I'm genuinely ashamed.
Oh, tell me about it. Why is
Hell's
it worth watching?
Right, so first off, let me just say, I know some dubbed over animes are a bit dodgy because they don't seem authentic, but Hell's Paradise for me, flawless. It starts off a bit slow. Pretty much you've got all these criminals that are going to be sentenced to get, over the head. They're getting beheaded. And the people who are going to slaughter them, I guess, I should have paid more attention to tell you this, but I guess the empire or the government, they're saying they're going to send all the criminals over to an island to find the elixir of life. And what happens is, so these criminals fight to gain the right to go over there. And when they get over there, I'm not going to spoil it, but a lot of mad stuff happens. And they all have like their different powers, and the storyline is just so good. But the season 2 trailer has just dropped, and it looks amazing.
Good. You've been watching any telly?
Courtney's been watching Harry Potter at the moment.
Oh, nice.
You been watching telly?
Yeah. Me and Holly decided to go back through all the Stranger Things and listen to "Running Up That Hill."
What
Hopefully,
a
we don't
classic.
get copyright for that one. But
Oh no, we probably will, because you sounded spot on then.
oh no, my singing voice is amazing. What do you have to eat today?
Just the usual lunch stuff.
Yeah.
Just the usual lunch stuff.
I had a meal deal.
Very nice.
Yeah, stuffing and chicken and stuffing.
It's
Just had the wrong way around.
It's a solid meal.
Solid choice. You can never go wrong with chicken and stuffing. Because this is, I'm sorry with the we're going to work on that. Because this is our first podcast, I wanted to ask you a few questions about yourself.
Hit me with them.
What pets do you have?
So I've got one pet, which is Reggie, a Frenchie. What about you?
What bam, there he is.
Oh yeah, there's a picture. Very nice.
And I own a Staffordshire Bull Terrier or Bam, 8 months old. Both of our dogs were born on the same day, just like us, believe it or not.
We actually forgot to mention that. So
Yeah.
me and Bill, obviously, we're twins.
Twin brothers. We was told we was identical at birth, but as we grew older, we definitely changed in shapes and sizes. He's a lot taller than me.
And I guess the cool thing to mention is that we was born on Halloween, 31st of
Exactly.
October.
Which is actually why I have this tattoo right here.
We'll post a
It
picture
says
of it.
Boo 2000, if you can't see all the way out there. But Kenny done that. Kenny's been getting into tattooing, haven't you, actually?
I have the old Zimmer. Very good. Why's my hands gone rashy?
We've got some nice new pieces now because Kenny's been tattooing.
We can upload some pictures. So if anyone wants a tattoo for, I'm charging probably 2 fags. B&H Blue, Super King. I'll do your tattoo.
Yeah.
So hobbies. What's your hobbies?
Hobbies. Is it off? Oh, my pets.
Your
Yes.
pets. I
we
jumped
didn't
over
finish.
that.
We did not finish that one.
Your pets.
I have a I said Staffordshire Bull Terrier already. Boom, we already put him up. And Arthur is a Shih Tzu cross pug. One of them things.
Oh yeah.
He isn't too bad at snoring, but he can make some weird noises. And my final pet is Mr. Darcy. Boom, 9 years old. He's an
Wanker.
old boy. He is an old cat. He is an arsehole.
He's an arsehole. Why are cats arseholes?
All cats are arseholes. It's their personality, but they every now and again when they show that glimmer of kindness and that glimmer of affection, I'm not gonna lie, it makes it all worth it.
I can't think of a good experience I've had with a cat. I mean,
That's
I walk past the stairs, Darcy's swiping at my face. You remember Millie when she was younger, and you had that cat Zelda clinging onto her face, and she's screaming, he's clinging on. Them fuckers are out to kill you.
do you know what? I was never ever a cat person. I was always a dog person until Darcy decided my room was the one that it wanted to live in,
Yeah.
and my girlfriend being a massive cat person kind of warmed me up to him, and now I absolutely love my cat. He means the world to me. All my pets do. That's why I wake up in the morning. I'm a busy man. I've got a lot of dogs around me. There's 6 dogs in this house. I won't tell you what all of them are, but I'll show you a group photo. Boom. There's a group photo of our dogs. I'm a busy man. It's a lot to maintain all these dogs.
So now we've got the pets out of the way. Hobbies.
Oh yeah, hobbies. Fishing is on the back burner, but me and Ken have been into fishing for quite a while. We haven't done any recently, but saying that our local that we used to go to has been destroyed. I can actually play a clip because I
Yeah.
took a clip the other day. Boom, there's a clip.
The fuckers took it.
I'll,
They took it.
I won't let it. I won't let the clip take the whole screen up. It'll be like somewhere in the bottom. But yeah, it's completely changed. And the memories that we had at that lake go all the way back to, I'd say, at least 8 years old. I can remember being up Cobb Down.
And you remember I made that YouTube video as well, of you fishing up there.
Yep.
That was a good
That's
time.
still on YouTube somewhere. So if any of you are willing to do some serious investigations, that is on there. I know where it is. I'm not going to tell you where it is because that is something I'd rather be not known about.
Yeah.
But I caught my very first fish at Cobb Down, and I even once had a sturgeon out
Yeah.
of Cobb Down. Someone must have put it in there from their pond, but I had a sturgeon from there. They have rainbow trout in there, brown trout in there. They have
God.
mud crabs.
They do.
have flipping freshwater mud crabs, and I'm not even joking. They're massive. I've seen them on the side of the banks.
How do them fuckers get in there?
Massive chub, massive rudd.
It's a whole SpongeBob
I had a
going
tench
on.
out there before. They have the most craziest fish ever for a little lake.
Speaking of fish, conspiracy theory. Did you know SpongeBob is heard or is rumoured to be based on a Russian nuclear base that had a lake near it, and obviously all the nuclear waste and stuff got into the water, and these fish started turning up with weird faces, and you had all these plants growing weird, and that's what SpongeBob is apparently based on. So it started from Russian nuclear. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Russian nuclear.
Pretty sick, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have, I don't know,
Hobbies.
many of them. Other hobbies we've got, we like axe throwing in the garden.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we've recently got a dartboard. Don't know where it's gone. Somewhere around here. There's a dartboard ready to hang up.
Yeah.
We've been into our gaming pretty much our whole life. I don't know what I'm talking like it's an interview, but this is our first ever podcast.
So we'll get better. I
We
know
will get better.
we've waffled on about dogs and hobbies, but I
And-
just feel like it's important. Well, we feel like it's important for you guys maybe to get to know us.
Exactly. We've also like made it kind of sound more like an interview to each other, but in the future it'll be more conversations.
Yeah.
But a half hour for our first podcast, I'm happy just leaving it kind of there. As I said, first ever one.
Yeah.
PC's just gone off. First ever one. Everyone listening, anyone that's made it this far, especially to the end, listening for half hour is not easy. So anyone that's made it this far in, I really, really appreciate you, and I'm grateful for you being here.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'd like to add as well. Obviously, we're gonna need a lot of suggestions for episodes. We've got stuff planned, but I'd like to see even questions you want to ask us. Ask us. We'll shout out your username, and we'll read out your question. We're also, if you want to, Bill loves his bloody crime. He loves his crime
I love my true
documentaries.
crime, and you guys are going to hear some.
So
Me.
yeah, he will do a podcast dedicated to crime. I love my UFC. I love my MMA.
We have a upcoming schedule of uploading on the Bigger on Wednesdays.
Yep.
On Wednesdays and Sundays, we're going to be doing a Stranger Sunday where we have a random person on to interview. So that can be anyone. Any one of you's listening right now, comment if you want to be interviewed. We're more than happy. When we're in an interview, we're not going to put you under interrogation. We just want to find
fucking
out.
am. I'm going to tie you up and absolutely torture you.
We want to hear your childhood stories, man.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
Because we get off to that.
God.
Yeah, we want to hear your childhood stories. But if you made it this far, please give us a like and subscribe. I know it's cringy saying it, but we want to grow this podcast and push this podcast forward so that we can have more content and more people for you to listen to and more stories. Because someone that you work with, you might not really know them until you hear them kind of outside their comfort zone, outside the work zone, and get them floating. You could really be like flipping hell. I've never known that person that I've worked with this long to be up to all this stuff.
Yeah, 100. I mean, Pete's a prime example of that. No offense, Pete. I know you listen to this. When someone first looks at you, you think, "What an old weird man." He's balding. He's got a dodgy knee. He looks decaying. But some of the stories that you come out with, and this guy Pete comes out with, absolutely flawless. And I think people need to hear that, like Bill's saying.
Yeah, and he might look like an old perv, and he is an old perv, but he has got some really good qualities to him.
Yeah, and he might be really shit at working as well.
Hello, this is Bill mid editing. I just wanted to say, unfortunately, the camera died right here. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to throw up on the screen now, but just enjoy whatever that is. Also wanted to apologise for the pain in the background. I was trying to just throw up a white background as quick as I can, but that will get sorted. It looks like shit. And also, these marks is the chair fucking scraping along the back of the wall. So, I don't live in a shed or a shack. Although it looks like it will get sorted. I apologise for that. But thank you for listening this far. It's actually, it means a lot to all of us, to me and Kenny. We appreciate it loads. Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, but he's got a very nice smile.
He has, and
the list goes on. A lot of negatives.
Sometimes it's worth just kind of looking past the shit work, because that little warm, humble man that's behind that is quite a genuine guy.
He is. He's very genuine. A lot of stories to tell.
Right, moving on. Let's stop sucking him off.
So, a little outro. I just think follow the fucking TikTok. Follow our TikTok. It's called the Two Wins Podcast. We will link it in the description. Follow that, because we are going to be posting clips on that bad boy. Podcasts are only going to be getting better from here. Don't you worry.
one last thing I wanted to say was a little quote.
Go on.
I wanted to say mind over matter. And what I mean by that, I don't mean no mind over matter street term or anything like gangster like that. What I mean by that is a lot of people will argue over the most pointless things. Like someone will say, "Oh, what do I want for dinner?" And then you get into an argument over what's for dinner. Before you actually go ahead and start getting into it like that, think about what you're arguing about. Think about what you're actually gonna be like discussing, because 90% of the time it don't actually fucking matter what you're arguing about.
Yeah, it could be getting wound up with setting up a podcast set.
Exactly that.
It could be, but
at the end of the day, it don't actually matter. And I swear by that quote. I've got it tattooed right there.
we'll post a screenshot of that shit.
But,
Do you mind if I say a little quote?
Of course you can.
So, there's a cow in a field, right? He sees all this rain coming in the sky.
This when the podcast just shuts off. Ends.
He sees all the rain is forming in the sky, and the cow thinks, "Oh no, I need to run away from that." And there's also a bull next door, and the bull sees this rain coming, and the bull decides, you know what? I'm going to run straight towards it, because the bull knows the second he takes that challenge and the rain head on, he will make it through the other side quicker. Whereas the cow, he runs from the problem, and that problem is forever following him. That's a cool quote.
I don't know how long the video was recording for, but it's cut off. And so we're going to leave the first podcast there.
Very long
Thank you all
outro.
for listening. Please, anyone that's listening, drop a sub, because we want to know how many people are actually listening and who's in our audience. Comment below if you want to ask us any questions at all. We'll answer them in the next one. Anything at all. Ask us what our favourite fucking sandwich is. Ask us how we like our fucking toast or whatever. Ask whatever you want.
Shout out to Bill for editing all of this as well.
Yeah,
very nice
I'm
guy.
going to be doing this tomorrow while I'm off work, but
Peace.
see you later.
Mic
Adios.
check, mic check.